Well, hello. I'm here in my office in 53 Parliament Street in Westminster, and I wanted to give constituents and other people a bit of an update on some success that we've had recently in relation to animal welfare. Animal welfare is a huge issue for constituents across Caithness, Southern Easter Ross. Lots of people are very concerned about the welfare of animals, and rightly so. And I work very hard indeed to try to make sure that all of those views are represented here at Westminster. One of the things I do down here, one of the responsibilities I've got, is to sit on the select committee that looks at the work of the Environment, Food and Rural Affairs Department, so the UK government effectively. Over the last few months we've had a select committee looking at animal welfare issues, specifically the welfare of what's called companion animals, so dogs, cats and horses specifically. Over the last few weeks I've received literally hundreds of emails from constituents about the welfare of cats in particular, looking for an update and wanting me to make sure that legislation is put in place to protect the welfare of cats. The Select Committee has also, as I've said, looked at dogs and horses, and tomorrow this report is published. It's the welfare of animals in England, because the welfare of animals in Scotland is a devolved matter. But nevertheless, it's important that we make a difference in England, because some of the aspects down here affect animal welfare in Scotland. So I'm pleased to say that this is a very hard-hitting report. It makes some very challenging recommendations that the Department of Environment, Food and Rural Affairs is going to have to recognise. People will want to know specifically what they are. So in relation to dogs, this report calls for the banning of the third-party sale of dogs and puppies. Now that means that puppy farms, as we currently know them at the moment, will be brought to an end, in my view, and that's got to be a good thing. Over the last few weeks I've visited puppy farms. They are absolutely horrific. And my message would be, if you're looking to buy a dog or a puppy, make sure that you see it with its mother, and don't be fobbed off with excuses. Insist on seeing the dog with its mother, and if you don't believe that the mother is actually the mother of the puppy, don't buy the puppy, walk away. In relation to cats, we've got some recommendations about the importation and the exportation of cats, which can only be good. And we've got issues about the welfare of stray cats and feral cats as well. Horses similarly come in for a whole series of recommendations about welfare, and we also look at importation and exportation of them also. The pet scheme, which allows animals to be imported and exported backwards and forwards from Europe and other countries, we look at that also in this report, and we make some recommendations particularly about dogs, puppies, and what we say is that no dog, no puppy should be allowed to be imported into the UK unless it is at least 6 months old. The intention behind that is to make sure that unscrupulous breeders in Europe can't import very young animals into the UK, which are then sold to unsuspecting families that are looking for a nice family pet. So this is a major step forward in my view. In the next few weeks I will be speaking with my colleagues in the Scottish Government to make sure that we are up to speed with all of these issues also. I think we are in Scotland, but we can always try to do better. And this report also looks at the issue of prosecution of animal crime, who does that in England, and makes some recommendations around that. And I'm very pleased indeed that this report recognises the Scottish system of protecting animals, recognises that we have a unique system in Scotland, and actually makes recommendations that will ensure that animal welfare in England is dealt with in the same way that we do it in Scotland. So it's a big step forward, and I hope that that's reassuring to constituents and other people. We're working very hard here at Westminster to make sure that animals receive the attention that they deserve.